Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be testing out more makeup for you guys, doing a first impressions and review, but this time it's not going to be on eye makeup. It is going to be on a new foundation by Philosophy. So I haven't really done a whole lot with Philosophy besides some of their skincare stuff. So to preface this, I do want to let you know this is going to be a first impression on any of their foundations for me. And this one is a new foundation for them. It is the Miracle Worker foundation. So they have a very similar one out already. That is the Hope in the Jar. And this is what it looks like in this bottle. So it's very pretty packaging, kind of a frosted bottle with the top. Now this brand is more often used by an older demographic because it is supposed to be very anti-aging. It's supposed to be very good for your skin, helping with those fine lines and wrinkles. Now, their other foundation, the Hope in a Jar or bottle, sorry, has a lower SPF. I believe it's 15 or 20. I will put the information down below in the description box, but this is the new one that they came up with, and this does have 30 SPF. So especially if you're somebody who's out and about all day but still wants to look flawless, this is supposed to be the way to go. It had a lot of great reviews. So I'm really excited to try it, and I did try to color match decently, so hopefully that will work out. It does say that it will visibly take up to 5 years off of your complexion. It will help to improve radiance and tone even after you take it off, and it'll provide all-day natural looking coverage. I do believe this was medium to full coverage, but the box doesn't say, and the product doesn't say. But the biggest thing that it is supposed to be very good for your skin. It's got this strong SPF. It's supposed to be a good coverage. And the directions say to shake well, then gently pump to dispense the product, apply to the face, and layer for more coverage. And it says apply liberally 15 minutes before sun exposure on dry and clean, dry skin. I have already cleaned my skin, added moisturizer, so I will add some primer here momentarily, and then we'll get into the makeup. And it does say use a water-resistant sunscreen if swimming or sweating. So at least they don't claim to like provide you all this coverage, even if you're just sweating balls, to be perfectly honest, because that's just unrealistic. So it's not hot out today. It's a balmy 20 degrees right now, something like that here. But I will try this out. I'm going to go out in the sun and play with my dogs for a little bit, so we'll see how it holds up. So I am going to do, as usual, 2 different methods. On one side, I'm going to be using my EcoTools sponge. I did do a video on the sponge, by the way, so if you're curious how it works out, I'll link that down below. But I'll be using this on one side, and then I will be using my handy dandy little kabuki brush right here for the other side, just to see how it compares. So again, I'm going to go ahead and get into the makeup without just blabbering on too much further. I'm first going to prime my face with the Stila One Step Color Correcting Primer. I've been using this stuff like crazy lately. I just love the way it feels on my skin, and I have some breakouts going on, and I have a lot of redness with it being so dry, so this stuff has been great. So I'm going to go ahead and finish putting this on my skin, let it soak in, and then I'll test out the foundation. My primer is now all soaked in and dried into my face. That sounded worse than I meant, but anyway, moving on. So I'm going to go in with the foundation here. So I'm going to shake it as it says to do. Well, that was a bit of a mess. So I opened it expecting this to be a pump. It is not. It is a pump. Yep. That was weird. Okay, so I'm going to properly take the cap off instead of spinning it off, and just do a couple pumps on my hand. That should be a pretty good color match. So that's what it looks like. It is a liquid foundation, but it isn't like that Burt's Bees foundation that I tried where it was just like falling off, soaking it into the brush. It was just a bad experience. So I'm going in with my sponge here and dab it on my face. It's a good color. I'm really impressed by the coverage so far. I mean, that's very little on my face, and that has covered like all redness. Okay, so you guys can see the difference. The color's working out really well, which I'm not very good at, so that's exciting for me, which is why I keep going back to it. But I'm really impressed with how far that little bit went over here. I mean, everything is covered. There's no redness coming through. It's not patchy. It isn't uncomfortable. It's very light on the skin. It's not accentuating any of my pores or texture. It's not caking up around my nose. So far, just with this sponge, I really like this foundation, and it might be one of my newest favorites, especially given that it has the SPF. But now I'm going to go in with the Kabuki brush and try it with the left side. So this is the Kabuki side versus the brush side, or the sponge side. And I'm looking closely, and I actually don't see a huge difference. Normally with foundations, one will be streakier, one will be cakier, there'll be a huge difference in coverage. But I'm not seeing a difference in the coverage, which is crazy in a really awesome way. And I'm looking pretty hard. If you guys can see a difference on camera, let me know in the comment section, because I'm really curious. But I mean, I kind of like the way it applied with the sponge side better, but I'm also normally a sponge person anyway, so I could just be biased. I love this foundation so far. I'm about to zoom you guys out. I'm going to put on my concealer. I'm going to layer up here just to see how it is when you have the rest of your face on. But so far, this might be my new favorite foundation. Just saying. So now to test out how everything else works with the foundation, I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer and pop that on underneath. Now I will say that you don't actually need a whole lot of concealer. This stuff is so full coverage. You don't really need a lot. So that's good news, bears. I'm gonna go back in with my sponge and blend that out and see how it feels. When I'm going in with the concealer, I'm not seeing movement from the foundation. It's not smearing, it's not caking up, it's not looking terrible at all. Other than the fact that there's hair going in my eye. It's not an attractive look. Then I'm gonna bake, and I'm gonna use my Master Fix Plus by Maybelline powder for that. I need to buy some more of this because I've been using this a lot lately. I know it's got, some people say the powder has a lot of flashback or it just doesn't work for them, but I really like it. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep using it, and I need to buy more. So I'm gonna let that set and let me look like a ridiculous clown for a few minutes, and then we'll come back to brush it away and we'll see how it looks on the foundation. It's been a few minutes, so I'm dusting away the bake now. And by the way, I'm sorry for all the sniffling. I am kind of getting over a cold virus thing. I don't really know what it is, but it has been kicking my butt lately. So I'm still a little sniffly from that, so excuse that. But when going back to the makeup, I have to say, even as I put on the powder, I really like this foundation. When I put on the powder, it didn't dry it out. It doesn't look cakey. It's not showing my pores. It's actually doing a really great job making them look smaller and harder to see. It's even in my smile lines, around the crease of my nose, and my eyes. It doesn't look bad. I really actually like this foundation, and I think it's going to be my new go-to. It covered great. It feels great on my skin. It does not feel heavy. I know sometimes when you get full coverage foundations, they can be thicker and they just, you can feel it, you know what I mean? Like you can just feel the heaviness on your skin, but it doesn't feel this way to me. I really, really like this foundation. I know I keep saying it, but I'm like super duper impressed. Yeah, super impressed. But now, just because for the heck of it, I'm gonna finish on my eye look because I look a little funny without anything on the bottom. And then I'll go back in, put on my bronzer, my blush, my highlighter, all that good fun stuff, and I'll give you kind of a final review. Okay, so everything is on, from eyes to face to lips. It is all on. And final thoughts, what can I say that I haven't already said? I love this foundation. I love the fact that it has SPF 30 in it, because even when you are my age and in your mid to late 20s, it's not too early to start thinking about skincare, and sun damage really starts at this age, if not younger. So being able to protect your skin is huge, and I have yet to come up with another foundation that has this kind of coverage as far as the SPF goes. If you guys do know of one that I don't know of that is 30 or higher as well, please let me know in the comment section, because I don't know of one and I'd love to know about it. And not only that, now a lot of times when you do get foundation that is it has that kind of coverage from the sun, there's a lot of flashback. Now I haven't really been able to test that out yet, but I'll check it out. I might even do some check-ins here shortly, and maybe film them for you guys. Not sure about that yet, but either way I'll let you know in the comment section. And I've yet to come up one that really just looks so nice on the skin and feels so nice. You know, you don't feel oily. There's no scent to it. You don't feel like it's heavy on your skin. You don't really feel like you're wearing anything. Even when I layered all of this stuff on, the bronzer, the blush, the highlight, the concealer powder, all of it, I didn't feel anything. It is not caking up. So I'm going to test it out. It's still early in the day. I have a long day to go. So I'm going to be on the about testing how it feels in the sun, looks in the sun. So I'll be checking in with you guys and letting you at least know in the comment section how it wore throughout the day. But so far, just from the first impressions, I'm really impressed, and I give this foundation multiple thumbs up. If I had more than two, I'd give them. And I have shoes on. I'm not taking my socks off to show you my toes, my big toes for a thumbs up. They'll be toes up anyway. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe before you go. Don't want to miss out on anything I've got coming up. Testing out some new lip products for you guys, swatching some different things. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of that. Okay guys, so I am outside trying to do a check-in for you. It is about 2 o'clock, so it's been about 4 hours that I have had this foundation on. And as you can see, it is still going strong. It's not caking up. I have combination skin, so I do get really dry on the outsides, but really oily in my T-zone. And it's not looking bad. It's actually holding up really well. I will do another one for you guys in a few hours, after about 8 or so hours. But stay tuned for another check-in. So final check-in of the night. It is about 7:30, so it's been about 8.5 hours or so that I've had this makeup on. And I will say everything still looks good. It's not cakey in here. It's not oily. I don't really have to worry about anything. If you have super dry skin, this will work for you. And I only say that because it is extra dry right here. So no matter the amount of moisturizer I put on my face, I'm still fairly dry. But this does a good job. It doesn't just cake up or anything like that. It doesn't accentuate the dryness of my skin. It doesn't feel tight. It feels great. but I am ready to go take it off because I know it's just getting late and I'm ready to wind down with a glass of wine and a book or a movie. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, but thank you guys again so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to do so. Make sure you subscribe before you go, and until I can get another video out for you guys, as always, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!